Good day, everybody. It is April 28th today. Beautiful day outside. Looks like it's going to get to about 15 Celsius, so that's nice for a change. I'm going to get outside and hopefully start poking away at my garden. I do a huge garden every year. It's like 50 by 50. And anyway, I need to get a start on that. I haven't yet. I'm still waiting on a big order of seed from OSC. They're behind, and kids are waiting for some toys from Walmart. That stuff's been delayed. So it's, yeah, all the stuff's taking its sweet time getting here. Stuff that we've ordered online, but to be expected with what's going on. Anyway, speaking of what's going on, big in the news last night. My biggest fears are coming true with what's going to happen here. The Cardinal launch, they made an announcement last night. They're staying closed till at least May 11th, so that's going to totally skip walleye opener. Now I know down the road, it's there's a couple launches that aren't really manned, that aren't really maintained. Guys are going to slide in, and those launches are going to be crowded. I don't know what Prescott's doing. I don't know what Iroquois is doing. I know Brockville has two very popular launches, and the only thing I've seen advertised is one is closed, and the other one I'm not quite sure. So I just think 50-50 is going to be a disaster come this weekend when walleye opens. You're going to have 150 people packed in one tight little area because some are closed. So anyway, I hope that doesn't happen, but yeah, it'll be what it'll be. Anyway, other than that, hope you guys got a good little laugh at my video. If you hadn't seen it, it's on the Shootout Facebook page or my Facebook page. I did a little joke. I was fishing at the dump yesterday. Anyway, trying to keep things light and happy and fun. Sad note, probably my biggest idol in fishing. I just saw on a website called Wire to Fish, Shaw Grigsby's got kidney cancer. So I know Shaw will never probably see this video, but yeah, I idolized that guy growing up. I don't read books. I don't like reading. Certainly not that I can't read. The only book I could never put down, and I think I wrote it 3 times back to back, was Shaw Grigsby's book. It was called Notes on Fishing and Life. It was Bassmaster, and National Geographic actually did it, which was pretty cool. Anyway, I absolutely love that book. There was a lot. I had a lot in common with my childhood, with his childhood, my hopes and dreams, same as what Shaw's were, and obviously Shaw got to a much bigger level than I ever did in this sport. And you know, like I said, he was a Bassmaster. He's a champion of all different tournaments. And anyway, we wish Shaw the absolute best. Like I said, I have a lot of idols in this sport, but he would honestly be, I know he's kind of an oddball one to pick. I know a lot of people are KVDs, and you know, in the States and in Canada to be, you know, Bob Azumi or whoever. But no, mine by far was Shaw. So, and if you get a chance to pick up that book, you can get it like Amazon or eBay or something like that. I highly recommend it. It was very, very, very awesome read for me. Anyway, other than that, gonna have a visitor today. Unexpected visitor. Didn't want a visitor. Glad to have a visitor. It's gonna be Mr. Joe Murray from A&W Heating and Cooling. He is a sponsor of SFL. He's coming because my furnace stopped working last night. So anyway, don't really want him here, but I'm glad he's coming. We're doing the social distancing, but I think your furnace is kind of an essential service. And like I said, we woke up this morning a little chilly in the house. I know it's something minor. We had this issue with this furnace before, but not a big deal. But Joe will be here to fix that for me. And while he's here doing that, like I said, I've been trying to do sponsor videos. Just before this, started, I got to do Banditos and Prohibition, and I was hoping to see Joey Van Bentham, and that got canceled because all this started, and I wanted to go see Spinell. I wanted to go see everybody. But anyway, now I'm getting the chance. He's going to come to me, and while he's here doing that, we're going to do a little video on him. Like I said, he's one that he didn't, him and his dad, Charlie, they fished Shootout last year, was their first year. They approached me to sponsor. I never asked them. I had no idea it would be something they wanted to do. And I think it's more to be part of something is why they're a sponsor. Absolutely love having them. I'm going to try to promote them as best I can. I mean, heating and cooling really don't have much to do with bass fishing, tournament bass fishing. But anyway, we're glad to have them as a sponsor. We're going to promote their business. I use them, like I said, way before I've ever met them as like I said, doing my heating and cooling in my house. Never had anything to do with, I met them fishing my events and I said, hey, why don't you guys come try this? No, I was a customer of theirs before, and they pulled in the driveway a couple of years ago, putting in a new furnace for us, and they saw the trailer and they're like, oh, we fish. And next thing you know, they showed up and joined a tournament, and now they're a sponsor. So that's a pretty cool story. Other than that, what else? Joe has an idea for, he mentioned the other day before all this happened with my furnace, he thought it'd be a good suggestion to do on the water etiquette for a video. So when I'm done the interview with Joe, that is what I'm going to do. I think it's an awesome subject to talk about. Like I said, we've done the, in the morning before, what you should do before the tournament starts, but actually on the water, what is proper etiquette out there? Joe mentioned he's never once seen an issue at an SFL event where guys have been bickering back and forth or too close or whatever, but he says he's fished other events and he's actually seen people yelling. And so anyway, this is something that I think is a good topic, and we'll discuss. Other than that, I think that's about it. I did want to I had another quick little thing to talk about. I thought it was quite funny. I have an old buddy of mine popped into my YouTube. Chris Blake, how are you, bud? I know you saw my last video. You made a comment and I had to poke back at you. Chris pops in my life every 3 or 4 years to say, hey, whatever. I've known Chris for a long time. I actually thought me and Chris were probably at one point going to be the next Azumi or Viola, or Rocky Crawford and Big Jim McLaughlin. I was confident him and me were going to take the world by storm with tournament fishing. We were, we both had the same kind of hopes and dreams. We fished very similar. We're big, tall, skinny, geeky guys that love to flip and pitch and, all that kind of stuff. And at a young age, when you find somebody like that, it's pretty cool. But like I said, Chris had other things to do, and he moved away. He's out in BC. We did get to fish one tournament a long time ago, and it was at the time it was the biggest in Canada. And the tournament was on my home body of water, Big Rito. And this is actually a really funny story, and I've told a lot of people it. It was a 2-day tournament, and on day one we blasted off and went down to this tiny little spot I know, and it might have been the 3rd or 4th cast, and I caught a fish a little over 5 pounds. Got him in the boat. While Chris was netting that fish, he dropped his rod down and left his bait in the water. All of a sudden, I saw his rod slide across the front of the boat. He dove up, grabbed that rod. I get the 5-pounder, throw it in the net. He sets the hook. All of a sudden, you see this 4-pound smallmouth jumping like crazy. Boom. Hit comes over. I cast my line out, grab the net, go get his fish, get it in the net. My rod starts sliding across. He grabs my rod, sets the hook on that, pulls it in. 3.5-pound largemouth. So this was a 5 1/4, a 4, and a 3.5, all 3 consecutive casts at like 7:05 of a big tournament. I mean, it was like, I don't know what first place was for that. It was a GM Pro Bass event, but it was Chevy Mariner at that time. And it might have been $20,000, whatever it was. And no doubt in my mind, at 7:04, we had, like I said, probably 12, 13 pounds for 3 fish in the boat. So we're winning this thing right now. The motor hadn't even started cooling down. Anyway, so we get back, we get calmed down. Chris actually started hyperventilating. I'm like, buddy, you gotta settle down. And he's like, totally freaking out. And so was I. But I don't even think I believed what was happening. Meanwhile, he was realizing what was happening. So anyway, we got settled down. Maybe 15 minutes later, we're on the same spot. I think he caught another 2 1/4, something like that. And just before we decided, okay, we better get away from this spot, we got enough for today, the back hatch and I had a Skeeter bass boat at the time, the back hatch flopped open, and didn't the 5-pounder jump up and land on the deck. Chris automatically, amazing, like the guy should have played CFL football, from the front deck, dove across the whole console and landed on the back deck and tackled that 5-pounder and saved it. He ended up breaking his finger probably in 5 or 6 places, finished the day, whatever, got the fish. Anyway, we ended up with, I think we got another 2.5, 3-pounder, something like that. We ended up like 17, 18 pounds, which back then, this is like I said, 20 some years ago, where an 18-pound bag would win. I think we sat in fourth place after day one. But on our way back in, and this is why we ended up getting only one more, not a great fish, blew the lower unit in my boat. So we were on the trolling motor from like noon till 4 o'clock. So we just fished around the launch area. Like I said, caught another small fish, whatever. Definitely not what we could have hit. We definitely, with the 5 and the 4 and the 3.5 and another 3, we definitely should have broke the 20-pound mark. But anyway, shit happens. Sad part of the story was, my boat was totally screwed for the tournament. We were very fortunate. Former angler, rest in peace, Brian Wilson, was nice enough to lend us his boat. Next day, went back to our main pattern. Weather was totally different. The only thing, again, funny story, not so funny in our department, but Brian is notorious. The Wilsons are notorious for being shallow water fishermen. Brian actually had his trolling motor welded into shallow position, so it couldn't slip or whatever. So when you're out fishing, and like I said, it was windy and wavy. When you're out fishing in 20 feet of water, and the waves are rocking, you get 3-foot, 4-foot rollers, and the trolling motor's going. Brrr, brrr. We fought that for about 2 hours to try to stay on it, but it never worked. I don't think we caught a single fish, and we just had to try to go to a Brian Wilson pattern, and we might have scrambled up. I think we actually scrambled up with about 12 pounds to finish off the tournament. I think we were 21st in the Bubble Boys and missed the check. But anyway, it's a story of a lifetime, one I'll never forget. I'm sure it's one Chris will never forget. Like I said, I tell it a lot. So like I said, the best, and again, I think I touched on it before, the hardest thing to do in tournament fishing is finding a solid partner. Like I said, I had a great partner then with Chris. Another funny quick little thing is I've had 3 different partners that I've only fished with once, and other than Chris was like, we fished a couple tournaments, but I had done one with Kevin Salter. I've only fished it with him once. We broke 20 pounds, won. I did one with Matt Lown last year, broke 22 pounds. We won it. So I think I need to I fish with Scott a lot. Scott Ashton, he's by far my favorite partner of all time. We've probably fished 100 tournaments together, and we broke the 20 pounds. We've won lots of tournaments together, but I think I need to go back to just picking one guy, and then you're done with it. You take the win every time you go, because I think I'm batting 1,000 on just one-off partners and stuff like that. But anyway, okay, now we're going to cut to do the Joe video. We're going to talk about him, his sponsorship, and his business. Enjoy. All right, sorry about that. No Joe right now. We're going to come back and get you Joe on another video. Busy day. He was here. Had a good little visit with him, but he's busy getting some jobs done. Had to order me some parts. I got my furnace working for now, and anyway, he's going to be back in a day or two, so we'll catch up with him and do that do that video about A&W heating. Yeah, that day. So other than that, like I said, I just wanted to let you know that that one is coming. So I just slipped in a picture of the Shaw Grigsby book there if you want to check that one out. It's said, rewind a little bit and you'll see a picture of the book. Other than that, have a good day, everybody. Take care. And like I said, next video we'll be talking with Joe, and on that video I will attach the on the water etiquette. Other than that, again, have a good one. Be safe. Talk soon.